What's up, YouTube? Long time no see. It's MagentaGadget here once again with a tournament report and deck profile from regionals this past Sunday, the 3rd of June, 2012. Went to Countryside, Illinois, and I top 4, top 8, topped the event using none other than Rescue Rabbit. And I was going to play GKs up until the last minute, but I just wanted to kind of play GKs for fun, just because. But a couple of my friends were like, no, you got to play Rabbit. And then friend Oscar Pueblo, you've seen his profile on my channel. He said we got to build cool Rabbit decks tonight, so we built a pair of really nice Rabbit decks at his house, and then we went down to regionals, and it went well. So I'm going to attempt to go through my notes here, and on my Diablo pad. Ooh. And I'm going to attempt to recreate the day for you guys. Round 1 I played against GKs. I was like, oh great, now I'm going to get crushed by the deck I abandoned about 8 hours ago. But it was a relatively fast 2-0, but the fact that I said fast 2-0 doesn't really tell the story. Like, he was playing Malefics and stuff, so it was really tough for my deck to accomplish, but I got it done. Then round 2, I played against Dragons, and we got to game 3 after I just, like, Rabbit Tour Guide, just 8k comboed him turn 2, and then he Future Fusioned me game 2, turn 1, so we're in game 3, and I didn't see what he was playing game 1, so he was ahead in side decking terms, but game 3 I bit on a Lagia because I got a plus off of it, and I should have waited because he hadn't played Heavy Storm, and he played Heavy Storm and rolled me over for it. But hindsight's 20/20, I guess. That was my only real mistake of the day, and it was my loss. So 1-1 sitting at Subway, like, holy crap, we're gonna have to turn this around, or this was just chalk it up time. I know I shouldn't play Rabbit anymore. Something, I don't know. We were testing basically for this regional. Round 3, I played against Windup, old friend Saul Ruse, senior. I beat him. He ended up being monster starved game 2, and I just kind of walked all over him because he didn't have any monsters. Then round 4, I played against another friend, Miguel Albaran, and he was playing Malefic Drain. And game 1, I have a special little note. All right. That he opened 3 skill drain, because I wish I would have taken a picture of this, because that would have been the only way that it did any justice. He skill drained when I tour guided him. I chained space. He chained another skill drain. I chained Lagia negate. He chained a 3rd skill drain, and then I attacked with tour guide and Lagia, and he was down to 1600, and he just lost from there. But it was like 3 skill drains in the same back row. It was pretty insane. Then I won game 2 after some back and forth combat. I drew a Dark Hole in the very clutch time, and that was that. Round 5, I played against Sea Lancer. I won 2-0, but he was a very good player, and he had annoying amounts of gachis, and it was kind of tough to beat. But Dolka was amazing. Won me the match completely. Then round 6, I played against TG. If you remember my report from YCS Chicago, where I had played against, one of my losses was Heroes, and he drew some really awesomely clutch Miracle Fusions. I think he actually commented on the video too, but I played him and he was playing TG, and I got my revenge, but it was a real battle. There was a ridiculous grinder. It was 2 games, but it took all 40 minutes, and they were calling time as we signed the match slip. But my favorite tech of the day won me that matchup, but we just had back row battles like crazy. So then round 7, I played my first Rabbit Mirror. This is, of course, to be noted that 7 rounds, 7 different decks so far. But my 8th round was a repeat. Well, we'll get to that though. Against Rabbit, it was another grinder 2-0, but that tells nothing of the story. I mean, take a quick look. I mean, we traded blows for frickin' ever. Just mad amounts of life point damage on both sides, and it was a grinder. I ended up drawing Avarice. We both had 4 cards left in deck, and both of us had Avarice, and I drew it. But I feel like my back row was strong enough that had he drawn it first, I would have still been okay. So, yeah, that happened. And then round 8 I played against Dragons again, and I played against a old friend, Jeremy Menanzla. I think that's how you pronounce it, sorry. Then game 1, he gets me down to 50 and I drop Gores, and Gores plus secret tech card, which I guess I might as well tell you, it's safe zone. Gores safe zone won me the game all by itself, just walk him down. And game 2, he crushed me pretty good with Dragon shenanigans. And then game 3, I used Dolka and Soul Taker and some back rows and just whittled him down from there. And so I'm in top 8 after all that. And they tell us we have to play it out. Can't roll dice. Me and my opponent want to roll dice because we've already got the mat. What the heck? But they say we have to play it out, so we make some crazy plays, both of us. But I won and got the deck box, which is somewhere around here. It's not that exciting. I don't need to show you guys. Yeah, I got the deck box, so headed home, ate some Portillo's. I had a nice spaghetti dinner at Portillo's, or whatever that little side restaurant is inside Portillo's on Dempster and Niles. But yeah, that is the report. Now let's get into the deck. Rescue Rabbits. There are my tokens up there. Got my Rescue Rabbits, obviously. My tour guides. Yep. I don't really need to explain a lot about these cards, I don't think. But, hey. My bestest friend, he just wants to help. Don't get so mad. He just wants to help. Barney, Cabzaws, whatever you want to call him. He's there. Sabersaurus doesn't show up nearly as often when I draw vanilla hands, but he's there. And he's really awesome when you go for a game with Rabbit Tour Guide. Sengen, to go with the tour guides. Gores, because Gores is just awesome. 2 Effect Veilers, they did pretty much work. They weren't bad. I might be inclined to do something differently if I were to switch to the Macro Rabbit build. I would definitely have to drop them, but one of the big parts about this version of the deck is I like this card, but I didn't play any Inzektor, so thank God. But I would have been prepared. Trust me, I'd been prepared. We'll see. I had 2 Ryos. I played a light engine to support this BLS. Ryo really didn't do a whole ton over the course of the regional, other than be a 1900 beater that I could use, at will. I don't recall dropping BLS at all, but he was there. So I guess that's that. Probably if in the future I would take these out for Guaibas, all 3 of these cards, because the Veilers are good still, but I don't need the BLS to support them, and Guaiba is just so nuts, because you can use your Dinosaur Dragon Xyz more often. But that's all the monsters I played. Relatively standard. I mean, the BLS and Ryos are a little different, but they worked out pretty good for me. Ryo's size was the main selling point. 3 Space Typhoons, obviously, get your plays off, and, destroy annoying trap cards. 2 Lances, I probably should have played 3, but I wanted to fit in 2 Chalices because I was really scared of Inzectors. Didn't play any. Hardly drew this card ever, but probably make one of them a Lance in the future. The prospect having this card around is pretty good. I like the negation of an effect. That's pretty clutch most times. And you can set it in your back row, and it's a battle trick, so you can hit Raikou, all the normal selling points of Chalice are still there. Pot of Avarice, it's pretty good. Obviously not played in the macro version, but I like it still in this deck, this particular Rabbit deck. The 3 Staples, I shouldn't need to talk about those. And Book of Moon. Yeah, Book of Moon is pretty freaking awesome all day, but Book of Moon's always been awesome all day. And I got 2 Torrents, Mirror Force, 2 Bottomlesses, so key. I would not play this deck without 2 Bottomlesses. Against Dragons, against Rabbits, against whatever, except for Inzectors, but I felt like I had enough main deck stuff with Veilers and Chalices that that wouldn't be an issue. 2 Warnings and Solemn, and then 2 copies of Safe Zone. Big ups to my friend Javad Cruz for telling me while I was at Philly to play this card in Rabbit, because it is amazing. It single-handedly won me that game against dragons. I used it so many times my rabbit got Veilered, and just save zone, and that's the end of that. And it saved monsters from Dark Hole, and it makes for really annoying setups. And also, this is another line of defense against Insector. They pop the back row, you chain this on the Dragonfly, it dies. But I don't know, I loved Save Zone. That card is just incredible. I would recommend anybody try it in just about any deck. But it's particularly good in Rabbit because if you get a Logia with negates and they try to troll the negate with a Dark Hole, you just... oh man, then they're really in trouble, right? That's the whole main deck, is 41 cards. I really like the way it ran. I would probably switch in the Guaibas and maybe change the third lands. But otherwise, I really enjoyed the deck. Save Zone is, I can't say enough. Side deck is 2 Snowman Eaters, 2 Reapers. Primarily for the mirror match, dragons, whatever you feel like bringing them in against. Reapers are pretty great. I played a Doomcal. He's okay. I sided him in once and he didn't do anything. This card was just for filler. I couldn't remember what my 15 card should have been, and I know what it is now, but yeah. 2 Soul Takers against dragons, heroes, sometimes rabbits, whatever feels right. Deep Prisons for dragons, for rogue decks, for anything at all. Macros because it takes his shit on a lot of things. Insectors, dragons, to some extent heroes. And 2 Decrees, which I absolutely hated. I definitely wish they would have been Dust Tornadoes, and they will definitely be becoming Dust Tornadoes as soon as I'm finished with this deck profile. Every time I used Decree, I could have used Dust Tornado to be exactly as effective. And the one time it did stay around longer than 1 turn. It ended up kind of hurting me too, even though I ended up winning the games, thank God. I could have done exactly the same amount of damage with Dust Tornado, like I said. And every time I play against a rogue deck, something like heroes, GKs, TGs, something trap heavy, I wish to side in Deep Prison as well. So I would want Dust Tornado and Deep Prison, then I don't have to thin out my traps. I know this card has a lot of uses against Countdown and Burn and stuff, which I will have to obviously consider for Nationals if I decide to play Rabbit. But as it stood on Sunday, I definitely wish I would have had Dust Tornadoes over these Decrees, even though they worked out pretty much okay. And then this is the real fail part of my deck. This is my extra deck. It's not very good, but it got me through the regional. I got Leviathan, a single Levier. I probably should get 2 in there. Giga Brilliant, he's pretty awesome. Golem I never dropped, but I feel like you kind of need him. Tempo is a pretty awesome card. Good for Logia and Zenmane's battles. I don't think I summoned him, but I definitely wouldn't drop him. I like him a lot. Zenmane's, obviously. Yeah, and I'm super awesome. My Zenmane's Automate. I don't know, I just really like that card. And now I have a French one. But 2 Logias. Logia. You know. I only have 1 Dolka because of lack of desire to get a second Dolka at the moment. But I probably will now, especially if I decide to run Rabbit at Nationals. Photon Pelip Operative, sorry. I didn't see any Spirit Reapers against me, but if I would have, this would have taken care of business. Maestroke, it would not drop. He's Maestroke, and he's just like Zenmane's. He stays around forever, and he's got the Book of Moon effect, which is really awesome. Roach, I really like a lot for dragons and all that. Just, he's too good against those matchups. He's not very good against rabbits, clearly, but Gemini Pearl, just because I could. And he's tremendous. He's just massive Exceed card, and it's easy to make him with rabbits. Then Utopia and Ray. I may be inclined to drop these cards for maybe the second Levier and second Dolka once I acquire the second Dolka. I don't know. I don't think I Utopia or Raid at all on Sunday, but that doesn't mean the cards aren't good. Obviously, Utopia is Utopia, and he's pretty amazing. But, yeah, the extra deck was not amazing, but I made it work, obviously, and got the Smat, and Hope you guys will try out Safe Zone or any of the other techs I tried in rabbits. And yeah, comment below what you think. And like I said, quick shout outs to Oscar and Javad. And thank you guys for contributing to this top. And we'll talk to you guys later. Peace out, YouTube.